Yes, dear viewer, welcome to Starfield. It's Skyrim mixed with Fallout 4 in space. Holy moly, how I enjoyed this action-packed playthrough. I freaking had a base on Aquila, the planet I mean, not the city. I had a cool ship I named Sentry Pigeon, because it's certainly not the Millennium Falcon, and I did most of the main quest, although I didn't do the thing and decided to stay to defend the current thing from those bad guys. Can you tell I'm trying to avoid spoilers? The game is still quite young, so I will try it, but I make no promises. Minor spoilers, at least, are likely inevitable. Anyway, this actually isn't a rant about how much fun I had in Starfield. This is my first ever character build guide for this bad boy, so let's begin. I made a super soldier, a character designed to be successful at a few different combat styles: stealth, ranged and melee combat, and combined that with some real toughness, with the physical perks and medicine allowing him to stand under the enemy fire for a long time. He is a freak of nature at times. He's been a victim of some nefarious UC scientific experiments with some alien DNA enhancing his physical durability, and as we play, the magic powers of the stars will make him even tougher. Yes, it is basically magic. Stop questioning me. He used to be in UC Navy, but since Bethesda tries to address the problem of their stories being a little bit too black and white, too much good versus evil, they try to fix it by making everyone half evil, half stupid. He got disillusioned with the UC and left. As he progresses through his space adventure, he will give it another chance by joining the Vanguard. The questline exposes even more of the UC's rampant idiocy, so later he joins the 3-star Rangers. That's a long way of saying I suggest doing the Vanguard quests and the 3-star Rangers quests. Vanguard will eventually grant you a neat legendary space suit, the Sentinel space suit, which I decided to stick with for the entire playthrough, and the Rangers offer a nice spaceship, probably the best Class A you can get. So we start off with the soldier background, with fitness, ballistics and boost pack training skills already started for us. In the end, I didn't find much use for the fitness skill, but ballistic and boost pack training are going to be developed to max and will decide a lot about the playstyle. We also choose at least 2 traits, Alien DNA and Wanted. Apparently his breakup with UC Navy wasn't exactly peaceful. Fighting off the bounty hunters is fun, but I wanted for the extra damage you can deal when on low health. Combined with Alien DNA, which grants you extra health at start, this makes for a pretty tanky early build, and we want to enhance it further with certain perfectly balanced physical perks. Physical and combat skills are going to be your top priority early game. Around level 15 you should however spec into some piloting so that you don't suck in space battles that much. It's going to be a wild ride in space anyways. You will excel on your feet, becoming almost impossible to take down as the time goes by, but in space your best hope is saving up your credits for the best possible ship of the best class you can currently pilot, equipping it with the best engines and reactor you can use, and be prepared for a tactical retreat in the hardest fights. Sometimes you don't even need to escape with a grav jump, just gaining some distance on your enemies should be enough. On the ground though, your enemies will do most of the retreating. They will stagger, burn and panic, assuming they even survive the initial phase of your sniping. That's how you can approach most fights, with the build being mostly complete. You start off with your sniper rifle. Your weapon engineering skill allows you to convert most rifles into sniper rifles, so use it for your favorite weapon, preferably something with high damage per shot, but an automatic silenced rifle also does the job well, actually. Pull off some headshots and keep repositioning yourself until detected. Once detected, it's time to use your best automatic weapon on everything. I used a modified calibrated mag shear with a compensator to make shooting without aiming more accurate. Yeah, so that's a spray and pray weapon. It will burn through its ammo like wildfire, so it is also advisable to switch to your melee weapon at some point if anyone survives the spray and pray phase, that is, which they mostly won't. Now, melee combat sucks a little bit in Starfield. Honestly, I know it's a hot take, but melee weapons are better in Fallout 4. Punching is a different story, but It's a story for another build. Luckily, through the choice of legendary items, our enemies will recoil and burn when they attack you at melee range. The star power of Reflective Shield will, well, reflect a lot of the damage they deal back at them, and the Boost Assault training skill will allow you to set them ablaze and knock them down to the ground by boost jumping in melee. To further enhance your melee experience, I strongly recommend some drugs, but most importantly alien genetic samples, which give you 500 damage resistance for 30 seconds. And they go so very well with the roleplay of a genetically modified killing machine. You can get quite a lot of them quite early by simply hunting down alien animals. Find a world with abundant fauna and start blasting at the poor creatures and collect the samples from the remains. I ventured out to make the melee combat fun with this build, and I will freaking have it fun, damn it. Anyways, yes, the perks. Let's look at the perks. From the physical skills we need Fitness 1, that comes with the background, we won't need it that much, so it stays at 1. Stealth 3, this is exclusively for culling the herd of your foes at the start of each fight, so you don't need it to be perfect. Rank 3 seems to be doing the trick for me. Wellness 4, of course we want to be really hard to take down, so extra health is needed, especially that it combines so nicely with Pain Tolerance 4, which in the end will reduce 15% of the damage we take. It's rather insane and quite essential for the close combat build. And it will combine nicely with Dueling 3, which grants you another 15% reduction while wielding a melee weapon for a total of 30% incoming damage reduction. Rejuvenation 4 is a cherry on top, allowing you to grow your health bar back, initially only when out of combat, later also in combat. This combines nicely with Dueling 4, which allows you to heal 10% of your health points with each melee kill. We added the medicine skill on top of that. From combat skills, we definitely want to improve the power of our rifles by maxing out ballistics and rifle certification. Dueling is needed for, well, dueling. Since the reload time in this game really makes you think about eternity, I also took the first rank of rapid reloading. The second rank is for energy weapons exclusively, and I didn't use them very often, so I didn't bother with more ranks, although I was probably reconsider it when playing beyond level 50. Another skill that would use more work in a longer playthrough is armor penetration. I only managed to take the first rank at level 50. Everything else looked more important. If you play for longer than that, definitely consider maxing the skill. The super soldier is not a scientist, would you have guessed, but he needs to know his medicine and weapon modifications. Medicine 4 allows you to heal much more and much faster, as well as have a chance to shake off afflictions when you use a med pack or its better equivalents. Weapon engineering is going to be very useful, first because I won't afford speccing into sniper skill, so modifying your weapon towards long distance sneak attacks is going to be vital for that part of the build. The game also isn't exactly generous with legendary weapons, I don't think, and it certainly won't give you a perfect fully modified Maxir easily, so do it yourself then.
Now! I know I saw someone. How hard is it to take this guy down? Not worth it!
In tech skills, the main reason for putting points here is the Boost Assault skill. I only went for rank 2, but it was more than enough. One rank will let you set enemies on fire when you boost jump near them. The other gives you a chance to knock them down with a boost jump. Now, there is a power known as Force Push. Unrelenting Force. Gravity Wave, allowing you to knock down enemies at a moderate cost of power points, so you can crowd control in 2 different ways and slash them with your katana while they are down. Not very honorable, but very, very effective. Since Boost Assault is a tier 4 skill, we need to make some other investments in this skill tree, so piloting will definitely be worth its weight in skill points, allowing you to pilot the best ships and engine systems. 3 ranks of it will allow you to use boost for extra speed in space combat. This is useful for escaping the hardest fights, but also, as mentioned, I find more crowded battles against high-level enemy ships much more manageable if you first gain some distance and then turn back, start picking them off as you fill the gap again. Targeting control system 1 was also taken so that I can take over some enemy ships from time to time. A Crimson Fleet captain ship was my best battleship late game, with fully automatic weapons and super hard hull and shields. Okay, so the character is already a formidable spacer slayer, but there is more. We have gear and powers to consider. Most of my weapons are from random loot, so the chances of you replicating the exact same loadout are slim. For a rapid-fire auto gun, I have my modified calibrated Magshir, a rare weapon with the extended magazine weapon perk. It has an insane fire rate, and as a mag weapon, it annihilates everything in front of you. For my sniper rifle, I have my Lacerate overcharged calibrated old earth hunting rifle. Are there better rifles? Yes, I found it satisfying to run around with a weapon from the times before though, and with enough mods it is going to be enough for a few sneak kills. The Lacerate effect has a random chance to apply bleed out damage and send the targets to their knees quickly. If they survive the initial headshot sneak attack, that is. I also have a universal use Mach Pulse rifle for when I can't decide what to use, and of course a wakizashi, although I just call it a katana. Your armor though, now that's a quest reward. You are going to have exactly the same perks as me from wearing it, and they are mostly amazing for this build. It is the Sentinel's UC Anti-Xeno spacesuit and helmet. You will get it in a later quest for the UC Vanguard. The Sentinel effect itself is gorgeous. It's 75% chance to reduce incoming damage by 50% if you stand still. And with this many damage reduction and healing perks, why wouldn't you just calmly take a laser and lead shower from time to time? It also has Auto Medic, which auto applies a medpack from your inventory if you drop to 25% health or less. It can happen only once a minute, so you still have a chance for your wanted buff to kick in from time to time. Finally, you can reduce the incoming damage from alien creatures by 15%. It's a really nice suit. The helmet, meanwhile, has the incendiary effect, granting you a 10% chance to set an attacker on fire. You can also burn them all by boost jumping. It's all coming together now.
Battle has been lost! Come on!
It will also reduce damage from alien animals even more. Now, there's been a lot of boost packs I tried to combine with this suit, and the final conclusion is it's vital for your boost pack to carry the reactive effect. It grants you a 10% chance to stagger nearby attackers. That and the gravity wave and boost assault too, and the reflective shield power, it can render your enemies completely useless. They will damage themselves by attacking you. Sometimes you can just stand there and wait until they kill themselves. It's rather amusing. Also consider keeping an extra helmet with the chameleon effect at hand if you can find one. Early game sneaking is rather tough in this game, so an effect making you invisible while standing still can enable those sniper combat openers much sooner in the playthrough. There is a lot of powers in this game too, and many of them could be useful for a stealth tank mutated super soldier like myself, but in the end the most frequently used were the gravity wave, reactive shield, and sense star stuff, which is probably the worst name for a power ever invented for a Bethesda game. Gravity wave is excellent for crowd control, just in case your other crowd control means fail. Now, being a mutated death machine of course doesn't mean we don't have human feelings. Actually, this guy tried to help anyone in need, even as mentioned gave another chance to the United Cretans military. He tried to end poverty in the Aquila city, stabilized the crime situation in Neon, and was even able to listen to Barrett yapping without cringing. Or half of the Constellation for that matter. Not gonna lie though, the build like this would probably be even more satisfying with some sinister, violent roleplay. Now, talking to the Constellation members can at times inspire you to commit the most atrocious acts, so who knows how it will go for you. I swear to God, if not for Sarah and Walter, I would probably just leave them to their own devices, if not worse. But maybe I can leave my rant about the smelly writing in this game for another video. Holy crap, some of these dialogues gave me a new lethal dose of cringe. Anyway, I love this game, mostly, and I will probably make more builds for it. So be a good boy or girl or both, and hit that subscribe button and ring my bell so you can find me easily for the next one. we will see each other again. Bye bye.